What you missed in Stranger Things 4, Max's running scene? Greetings once again, my fellow expressions of consciousness. So as you can see right now, she is tied up by the baddie, the bad guy, Vecna. So see this whole scene as the mind, see Vecna as the ego, as negative thoughts, and see Max as the pure aspect of yourself that's trying to get away from those negative thoughts into a pure, lighter space. This is like a classic dark night of the soul that we talk about in spiritual circles. So she's just attacked her ego, and now she's going to try and get away from it. But what happens, and speaking from experience, when you try to escape your ego mind, the ego gets stronger. It starts throwing different problems in your way, different thoughts, different things will occur within your mind to try and keep you tied to those negative thoughts. But you must consistently focus on the light. I'm not talking about Christianity or anything like that, but you have to focus on that spacious part of the mind that does exist. You see, it gets harder and harder. The ego mind will fight to try and keep you a slave to itself. However, there's this circled area, right, on the screen. Look at that as the space of the mind. My friends, there is a space of the mind. You don't have to suffer your own mind. Even the fact that Vecna is just standing there. Remember, I said to perceive him as your negative ego mind. Because the mind doesn't actually follow you. It is just there. So even you running away from it, as you can see in this scene, you're still within its distance. You're still within its range, let's say. You can't really run away from your ego. The more you do it, the more it will throw more things at you, as I said previously. And now, happy memories can also weaken the negative mind's grip as well. So even seeing her friends, she's focusing now on something else. As soon as you focus on something other than what your ego mind might want you to focus on, it will create a space, which is what you're seeing in this scene. It creates a space, and that space makes you stronger, and that space gives you hope that you can actually overcome your negative mind. So focus is so important. What you are focusing on will literally change your energy and change your perspective. Woo! This scene was epic the first time I watched it. And there, she made it. So now she's in the light, okay? So I'm not saying this is literally talking about what I'm talking about, but I'm giving you an analogy of the mind, of the negative mind that you might be going through right now. Depression, anxiety, all of these things. You can't really run away from it, okay? You have to switch your focus. Because even in this film, Vecna is still alive. So your ego is still alive. Even when you've focused on something more positive, the ego doesn't leave you because the ego is an aspect of you. But if you are having troubles with your mind, you have to slowly but surely focus on something different. It doesn't have to be something like completely positive. Just change your focus. You change how you're seeing things. If you're thinking about, I don't know, you hate your life, just focus on anything other than that thought, even an apple. Now the next thought that's coming to me is a tree. The next thought that's coming to me is the blue sky above the tree. And the blue sky is spacious. It's step by step by step by step. Because the ego mind will get stronger. It will do its best to keep you in a spiral of negativity. You might say, why? Because it's energy. Okay? Energy loves energy. But you can change the energy from being very negative to very positive. Okay? There's opposites in our world. So when you are very happy, for example, you don't say, oh, why am I very happy? All that energy feels good. But the opposite is still a potential to experience. Again, the sadness, the depression, etc. So it's just energy. Okay? So try to simply adjust your focus if you are going through anything right now. Slowly but surely, you will create a space within your mind that you can run to, metaphorically speaking, and have a more shackle-free mental experience. And to really lay the smackdown on this, that space of the mind isn't really something that you have to go through to get to. The space of the mind is what you already are. So again, linking it back to this film or this series, she was going back to what she already is, right? Her real self. It might have been floating in the air, but that's her real self. So she just came back to herself. So you need to come back to yourself, which is understanding that you are already that self. You're already in that light place. You are already in that spacious place. How can I confirm this with you or help you confirm it for yourself? Right now, be aware that you are aware of your thoughts. There you go, straight away. There's a distinction, right? You are aware of your thoughts because you are the space aware of the thoughts. But when we get too identified with our thoughts, we forget that we are simply observing them from that space. If there's another film or podcast or any piece of content you'd like me to react to and give my perspective from the perspective of consciousness, non-duality, spirituality, then write it in the comments below. Have a wonderful day or evening, my fellow expressions of consciousness. Peace.